When we think of great ancient empires, our minds often wander to Rome or Egypt. Yet, hidden in West Africa, there once thrived an empire of unimaginable wealth, the Mali Empire. Built on gold, it was a realm of extraordinary power and influence. At its peak, Mali controlled vast territories, larger than Western Europe. Its wealth was legendary, primarily drawn from abundant gold mines. This gold fueled a sophisticated trading network across the Sahara, connecting West Africa with North Africa, the Middle East, and Europe. Why do we hear so little about this golden empire? History can be selective. For centuries, African history was often overlooked or misunderstood by chroniclers from other parts of the world. But the legacy of Mali is no less significant. Its riches were not just material, they were cultural and intellectual too. So, let us journey back in time. Let us explore the rise of this remarkable African kingdom. We will uncover its foundations, meet its most famous ruler, and witness its incredible impact on the world. The story of the Mali Empire is a reminder that history is full of surprises. It shows us that great civilizations can emerge in any part of our diverse planet. It is a tale of human achievement, of wealth beyond measure, and of a cultural heritage that continues to resonate even today. The story of the Mali Empire begins with the gradual coming together of smaller communities. The Mandinka people, skilled farmers and traders, were organized into several small kingdoms. For a long time, these groups existed under the shadow of larger powers like the Soso Kingdom. But change was on the horizon, carried by the destiny of one extraordinary individual, Sundiata Keita, the Lion Prince. His early life is shrouded in legend, a tale of resilience and determination. Overcoming physical challenges, Sundiata grew into a strong and charismatic leader. He embodied the hope for freedom and unity against oppression. The Soso Kingdom, led by the tyrannical Soumaoro Kante, had conquered many of the Mandinka states. Sundiata Keita rose to challenge him, forging alliances between the various Mandinka clans. The culmination of this struggle was the Battle of Kirina, around the year 1235. Sundiata's forces decisively defeated Soumaoro, marking the liberation of the Mandinka people and the dawn of the Mali Empire. With his enemies vanquished, Sundiata laid the foundations for a strong and prosperous state. He established the capital at Niani and organized the empire into a federation. Sundiata promoted agriculture and secured the trans-Saharan trade routes. His leadership transformed a collection of small states into a formidable power. The Mali Empire was born, setting the stage for future greatness. Sundiata's vision and determination were the bedrock of Mali's rise. Generations after Sundiata, the Mali Empire reached its zenith under Mansa Musa I. He ascended to the throne around 1312, a devout Muslim, and his reign is often considered the golden age of Mali. Mansa Musa was a figure of immense global significance due to the staggering wealth he controlled. The empire controlled some of the richest gold fields in Africa, particularly the mines of Bambouk, Bour, and Galam. Gold was so plentiful that it was said to grow like plants. Mali also dominated the trans-Saharan salt trade, a precious commodity often traded for gold. Mansa Musa's empire controlled vital trade routes, ensuring a constant flow of revenue. Some historians describe him as the richest individual who has ever lived. When he traveled on his famous pilgrimage, the sheer volume of gold he brought devalued the metal in major cities like Cairo for years. This was the scale of Mansa Musa's fortune. His wealth was used to strengthen the empire, fund a large army, and support a lavish royal court. It also allowed Mansa Musa to undertake ambitious building projects and promote learning and culture. The gold of Mali projected immense power and stability, attracting merchants, scholars, and artisans from distant lands. Under Mansa Musa, the Mali Empire was not just rich in gold, it was rich in influence. A dominant force in the medieval world, its reputation shone as brightly as the precious metal it controlled. Mansa Musa's legacy of wealth and influence remains unparalleled. One of the most famous events of Mansa Musa's reign was his Hajj, the pilgrimage to Mecca. In 1324, Mansa Musa set out on this extraordinary journey. It was not merely a private act of faith, it was a monumental expedition showcasing the wealth and grandeur of the Mali Empire. The scale of the caravan was breathtaking. Tens of thousands of people accompanied Mansa Musa, including soldiers, officials, and servants. Each camel was reportedly laden with gold dust, gold bars, gold artifacts. As this glittering procession moved across the Sahara and through North Africa, it created an unparalleled spectacle. When Mansa Musa arrived in Cairo, his generosity was legendary. He gave away so much gold that it caused its value to plummet in Cairo, taking over a decade for the local economy to recover. This unintentional consequence highlights the sheer volume of wealth Mansa Musa commanded. His lavish spending left the people of Cairo in awe of this powerful king from West Africa. Beyond the economic impact, Mansa Musa's pilgrimage had profound diplomatic and cultural consequences. His journey put Mali firmly on the medieval map. European cartographers began to depict Mansa Musa on their maps, often shown holding a golden orb or scepter. The pilgrimage attracted scholars, architects, and traders from across the Islamic world and Europe. Mansa Musa's pilgrimage fostered new connections and exchanges, leaving an indelible mark on history. Upon his return from Mecca, Mansa Musa was inspired to develop the cultural and intellectual life of his empire. He brought back scholars, architects, and books from the Middle East. One of his most significant endeavors was the transformation of Timbuktu. Under Mansa Musa's patronage, it blossomed into one of the world's foremost centers of Islamic learning and scholarship. Timbuktu became home to several important institutions of learning, most notably the Sankore University. Students came from all over the Islamic world to study subjects like Islamic law, theology, philosophy, mathematics, astronomy, medicine, and literature. The city became renowned for its book trade, with scribes meticulously copying manuscripts. Mansa Musa also initiated ambitious architectural projects, including the famous Jingureber Mosque. He employed an Andalusian architect named Abu Ishaq al-Sahili, who introduced new building techniques. These buildings were not only places of worship but also centers of community life and learning. The skyline of Timbuktu began to change, reflecting its growing importance. The intellectual atmosphere in Timbuktu was vibrant and cosmopolitan. Scholars debated complex theological and legal issues. Libraries housed thousands of precious manuscripts covering a vast array of human knowledge. Timbuktu, under Mansa Musa's influence, became a shining example of how wealth can foster a flourishing culture of learning. The legacy of Timbuktu's golden age endures, a testament to Mali's intellectual heritage. Despite its immense power and wealth, the Mali Empire eventually faced decline. After Mansa Musa's reign, a series of less capable rulers ascended to the throne. Internal disputes over succession weakened the central authority. Powerful regional governors sometimes asserted their independence, leading to internal strife. The vastness of the empire made it challenging to govern effectively. Alongside these internal problems, Mali faced growing external pressures. Neighboring groups began to raid Malian territory. The Tuareg challenged Mali's control over the northern trade routes and cities. The Songhai people, once subjects of Mali, began to build their own powerful empire. By the late 15th century, the Songhai Empire had eclipsed Mali as the dominant power in West Africa. The history of the Mali Empire is often not as well known as that of other civilizations. This is partly due to a historical focus on European and Mediterranean civilizations. Much of Mali's history was preserved through rich oral traditions, rather than extensive written records. Yet, the legacy of the Mali Empire is profound and enduring. It left an indelible mark on West African culture, language, music, and social structures. The story of Mali highlights Africa's vital contributions to world history, a golden echo that continues to resonate through time.